first you don't succeed, hit your head against the keyboard and wonder what you did to deserve this. Have failed at some point. It's part of being human, you know? When you try something for the first time or something whatever, and it just doesn't go the way you expect it to. And sometimes you can just brush it off and say, oh well, that didn't work out. And other times you're being strung along for 2 months of pain and false hope until you realize that the thing you were chasing wasn't worth chasing to begin with. I know from experience. But the thing about failing is that you can learn from it. For example, I learned to never take a possibly life-altering risk while Mercury is in retrograde, and the Sims team has learned from some of their mistakes as well. Some of them being the key word here, because if you looked at the cast vote for the knitting pack, you'd wonder what the heck they were thinking putting pet stuff in there after the whole My First Pet stuff debacle, but whatever. Although many things from older Sims games have been lacking in the later ones, there are plenty of things that have been improved as well, and so I decided to compile this list of 5 things that have improved in the Sims franchise. Now, a quick little disclaimer before we get started here is that this is based on my opinion, and it's okay if you disagree. I'm not expecting you to agree with everything I say in this video. What I am expecting out of you, however, is to be respectful and kind to someone even if they disagree with you, because everybody's opinion about The Sims is valid. And also, this list is in no particular order. Again, it's not a top 5, so I'm not counting anything down here. So, without further ado, here are 5 things that have improved in The Sims. Without a doubt, the most important need in the game is hunger. However, in some of the older Sims games, that was the most difficult one to fill, simply because Sims with low cooking skill could only make cereal and lunch meat sandwiches, and those would barely satisfy the need. In fact, in The Sims 2, it wasn't uncommon to be doing something else 2 hours after you've eaten and have the hunger need in the yellow or even in the red again, and you have to pick up your Sim and have them go to eat again, and it's just like, oh my goodness, it's just taking away time from other things. It's a mess. Of course, the simple solution to this is to increase the cooking skill. However, that takes time, and if your Sims are constantly hungry and you constantly have to feed them, well, you don't have the time to do that. It was a mess, it was frustrating, it was just, ugh. In fact, I would resort to sitting one Sim down when I first create a household and give them a cooking book and read until they're cooking skill 3, where they can prepare pancakes and spaghetti and things like that. And don't even think about giving your Sims quick meals, because those don't even begin to satisfy hunger. However, in later Sims installments, any meal that your Sim eats will completely refill the hunger need. It is just something that was just so needed and so better for needs management. I don't know why they didn't think of this sooner. Even if it's a quick meal like cereal or just something simple like a fruit salad, it will satisfy your Sim's needs. So they can be free to do other things like work on skills to get them promoted in their careers, do their homework, or bond with their children or partners or anything else like that you want to do. However, the only thing that stinks about cooking is that it still takes a really long time to prepare each meal. If you want your Sims to have a family breakfast, you really have to start at 4 a.m. And although there are things that have greatly improved about cooking in The Sims, that's not one of them. Those of us that are builders know that when you come to build a house, sometimes you meet certain restrictions. For example, I always try to avoid having one-tile hallways, but due to space or money constraints, sometimes you just have to do it that way. And in The Sims 2, this was a huge problem because then Sims would get stuck. Now, what would usually happen is that you have a Sim taking a toddler to go to the bathroom, and somebody else is coming down the hallway at the same time, and they run into each other and can't go any further. And by the time you get things resolved, the toddler has wet their diaper and you can't potty train them anymore, which is really infuriating because you only have 4 days to do it, and you need those 4 days. And especially since the only ample amount of time you get to potty train is when your toddler really has to go. Another annoying thing is when toddlers decide to plop themselves down in the middle of the hallway and then nobody can get through. You have Sims waving on either side, causing missed carpools, accidents, like I said before, and just general mayhem that you're just like, oh, why can't you just move? The Sims 4 seems to have a much better routing system. In fact, I distinctly remember, I'm not exactly sure what, so I don't know if distinctly is the right word, but I do know that 2 Sims will walk through each other when they're stuck in a 1-tile long hallway. And this is good for gameplay because then nobody gets stuck in the way of something. Everyone can go where they need to go, when they need to go there, and you don't have to worry about needs falling in the red because one person decided to sit in the middle of a hallway. Like, come on. I first got The Sims 4 in March of 2018, and by that time there were quite a few packs released. So naturally, I looked through the packs to decide which ones I did and didn't want, and out of the ones I did, which ones I wanted to get first. Now this may surprise you based on another video that may or may not have come out yet, but Laundry Day stuff was originally in one of my wait to do it lists, because laundry in The Sims 3, dear God, it was annoying. For starters, there had to be a hamper in every single room, or whenever your Sims changed clothes, there'd be a pile of empty clothes on the floor. And nobody's gonna remember to put a hamper in the living room. I mean, really, who changes in their living room? But this was really frustrating when, let's say, your Sim is cooking breakfast and then has to go to work. So they change outfits, leave, and then there's a pile of dirty clothing on the kitchen floor that I now have to make my Sims pick up. And after a while of doing this, after everybody's gotten up in the morning, especially if you have quite a few Sims in the household, there's just dirty piles of laundry everywhere. And yes, sometimes Sims will autonomously go and clean up the lot, but this would happen at the worst times, like when they need to be doing something else, like eating, or sleeping, or using the toilet. Basically, laundry of The Sims 3 would happen at the worst times, and then, you know, when you were done and your Sims really need to go to bed, you had to remember, oh, wait, I have to do the laundry. And so their energy need would get even further in the red because you have to take the time to go to every single hamper and put everything in the laundry machine. So naturally, this was enough to kind of make me not want to get Laundry Day because, well, I didn't want to deal with laundry in The Sims. However, after looking at the Create a Sim and the Build and Buy stuff, I realized that I had to get the pack. And so once I had it, I decided to give laundry a chance, and I was really surprised by how much it had improved. Your Sim's dirty clothing now goes to the nearest hamper, whether it's the same room or not. And if that hamper happens to be full, it'll go into the nearest one that still has some room. Also, while your Sims will still automatically do laundry, they won't do it at the most inconvenient times anymore. In my experience, my Sims will usually only do this when their needs are good and they're looking for something to do. They're like, oh, that's right, I have to do the laundry. And then they go and grab stuff out of the hampers and put it in the laundry. And sometimes if the laundry is sitting in the washing machine, they'll just start it up. So basically, there are no piles of dirty clothing lying around the floor unless all the hampers are full, and then that's a sign, hey, I need to do the laundry. But in addition to that, they've added some new features to it as well. Each dirty pile of clothing has an indicator determining how clean it is and how wet it is. So you can hover over a pile and say, oh, this is dirty, I gotta throw it in the washer. Oh, this is clean, I need to put it away. Or, oh, this is absolutely horrible, we need to wash this thing right now. And also you can see the status of the current load that it's in the washer or dryer, so that if you're trying to put laundry away and the dryer didn't do as good of a job as it should have, you can easily just dry the laundry again, and your Sims don't have to walk around with wet clothing. Because of this improvement, I now see why a lot of people say that Laundry Day is one of the best stuff packs out there, because it's simply not annoying anymore, and all the extra stuff that you get with it is great. One of the best parts of creating a Sim is picking out their clothing. It really helps determine their style and kind of shows off their little personality, you know, like putting clothes on in real life. And for the most part, you have to do this when your Sim ages up because then they just get a random set of clothing that doesn't look all that great. This is especially true in The Sims 2, when every time your Sim hit a new age group, they would get new clothing. However, here's the catch. In The Sims 2, the only clothing your household owns are the ones that are on your Sims' backs. If it isn't one of their outfits, you don't have it. And so you actually have to go to a community lot to buy it. Now, while I get that this is how you do it in real life, for the purposes of a game, it is a terrible mechanic. Simply because now you have to go to the store every time a Sim ages up. It'd be like you're in the middle of a birthday party. They age up. Oh, wait, you gotta change these clothes. Okay, oh, wait, we don't have any. Now you have to wait for the party to be over, this really ugly outfit, and then go to the store. Oh, look at the cute little baby. She's now a toddler. Oh, wait, that's an ugly dress. Oh, wait, yep, gotta go to the store. Oh, wait, I can't because I'm hungry or I'm tired. Or, as you can imagine, this was extremely aggravating as it was a very unnecessary step that didn't need to happen. And although you can get around it the way I usually do by, when you start a household, going to the store when everyone's needs are good and getting a bunch of clothing, you don't know what the kid's personality is going to be until they age up. Like maybe they age up to a teen and you say, hey, this boy is going to be really sporty. But you never bought any of the sporty outfits because either you don't have the money or you just didn't think that the kid would be sporty. Not that teens are kids. Or for whatever reason, then you have to go back to the store to pick up that outfit. Oh my goodness, it was enough to make your head spin. It was probably one of the worst parts of The Sims 2. So you can imagine my relief when playing later Sims games. You can go to your dresser and put your Sim in any outfit at any given time. It was a big time saver in the fact that you could do it in the middle of a birthday party and then you could have your Sim in their specific outfit that you want them to wear at the party. Oh my goodness, it was such a quality of life improvement. The Sims wouldn't be The Sims if your Sims didn't have relationships, and they could be family relationships, friendly relationships, or romantic relationships, or if you really, really want them to, relationships where they absolutely cannot stand each other. Romantic relationships are interesting in that they're probably the most fun to play. Your Sims can start to pursue romantic interests when they become teens. And then there's the problem as to what happens to the relationship when one of them ages up. This was a huge issue in The Sims 2, in that teenagers had an exclusive relationship that only they could have, being known as going steady. This is basically, an old-fashioned term to mean dating. But since it was teens only, as soon as one partner in the relationship aged up, the thing was broken, and they didn't break up or anything. And the worst part of it is that all romantic history with that Sim is just completely gone. The end. Done. Your Sim can go around and flirt with somebody else and their partner's not going to care. And yes, I understand why they did this. However, it's still kind of stupid. Later Sims games fix this issue, in which when one of the teens ages up, they're still boyfriend and girlfriend. However, they can't do any more romantic interactions until the other one ages up, which is fine. In The Sims 4, your teenagers can exchange promise rings, which will preserve the relationship even if one of your Sims becomes a young adult. Basically, this makes the game better in believability because then you can have couples who have legitimately been together since high school. It was something that was desperately needed to be fixed in the game. And there you have it. Those are 5 things that have improved in the Sims series. What did you think about this video? Do you agree with what I said, or do you have some other things that could be improved? Feel free to let me know by leaving a comment. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you left a like, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Also, you can follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram, where you can find fun facts behind the scenes and just random stuff like that at VisitJoan. And if you want to see my thoughts on all things Sims related, feel free to follow me on Twitter at VisitJoan Videos. But I'm going to get up out of here. Bye, everybody. I will see you in the next video.